hoping that this will work for us. I woke up this morning and technology is not working for me. So I'm hoping it will. We moved over to YouTube again so that I could see your chats. Please let me know you're here. My little group um, for yoga, since we're making it up here today because of the fact that it is cold and raining outside. So, as you pop on to this, please let me know that you are here so that we can I see one of you is here, but I can't see who it is, just so that I know that all of you are here before I start talking about the herbs. Yes, Kathleen, I'm glad you're here. Let's see, who else is here? That's all that it's showing me. I'll just kind of keep going by numbers here. Yeah, I woke up this morning and Patty had asked for information about herbs again, and so I'm not going to start talking until she pops on. Um, but hi, Sandy, Liz, uh, and Kathleen so far, and hopefully Patty will be here soon. And so I got up. I walked last night. Hi, Linda. I worked last night taking my notes to put together my herb handout to send to all of you. And I thought, oh, I'll just send it out this morning, and it didn't save right. And so you will be getting it after the class instead of before the class. But um, what I want you to know, I guess we'll get started, and hopefully Patty will pop on. Um, what I wanted you to know is herbs are, yes, Patty wanted to start and thought that it seemed like when she started doing some research that it was she needed a tractor and some acreage. And no, you do not. And I grow herbs all winter. This year I had a lot of trouble with basil, and that's the one I use the most. Um, but they are it, it's quite amazing what herbs can do for us. And in cooking, I don't I'm not an herbalist, so I am not going to use it a real lot for making some kind of medical potions. However, they are amazing for the things that they can do, and you're going to see when you get your handout all of it. It's amazing. But I went to an herb conference. We have a huge herb conference in Wisconsin, and it's right up. Let's see, it's past Coloma, but before it's not as far as Point. It's somewhere in there. It's a small town, and there's a big conference there, the Wisconsin Herbalists, I think it's called. And I went to a conference, and the thing that I remember the most from the conference was that you should pick 4 or 5 at the most herbs that that you're going to focus on. So that really stuck with me because there's so many herbs. There's so many, and you just can't figure them all out. So the ones that I work with and the ones that I gave you was thyme, rosemary, chives, basil, and peppermint, because those are easy to grow, and you can grow them in your house. I would suggest that I know this sounds very weird, but I would get I get my basil, rosemary, and thyme. I think they have I it's not always at the same time at Walmart because they're organic. They have it's by kind of by the potatoes, onions, that area. It's at the end of the thing. They have the plants. They're organic plants, and they last really long, and you can get them winter and summer. So I would get them and get them started in their own pots. I have them along, when you're walking in, you can see them along the sidewalk there, and you can just nibble on them now and then, and you get vitamin K, and which is good for our bones, and it makes our blood clot. So you want to watch that a little bit. Um, but there's so many good things, and like thyme, it lowers cholesterol. It does. Um, okay, Patty is listening. Good. Um, I don't. I can't see her name, but that's good. Okay, so I've got a nice big handout for you, and I will get it back on there. If I have to retype it, that's fine. Um, there's been more research done with these things, with the essential oils, than with the herbs themselves, because this is the problem, that researchers are not real crazy about things that they can't measure enough. And herbs, it depends on how they're grown, if they're organic, if they're not, how much you use. It's kind of a precise thing. But there's the big companies of essential oils are studying those so much that there's more knowledge about them. Now, for an example, rosemary, that they've done so much with the essential oils, and they have found that it really works on our cognition, and kids are getting higher scores. They're using it in Alzheimer's units. So diffusing rosemary is a really smart thing to do. I do that not this time of year, of course, because you've got windows open and things like that, but during the winter, I do that all the time. Rosemary, if you take one of the studies that I found was very interesting, and I have that written down, is that there was a study, I think it was 2017, where people with rheumatoid arthritis that had knee pain, they used uh, I think it was rosemary. Now I'm just second guessing myself if it was thyme, um, and in oil, and massage their knees, and they had 50% less pain. So there's a lot of different things that they're using, plus the things like thyme. Thyme will keep meat from spoiling. So there's just a lot of different things that it boosts your immune system. A lot of these different things, and so all of that will be on your handout. And I will email that to you. I am not printing any handouts anymore because I am going through so much paper. Although I don't know if you can see my office, but we're halfway through our time frame where we were going to get something done, and mine was getting my office cleaned up. And so you can see I am making real progress, and it is I'm moving right along. However, I'm not showing you my front hallway where I had moved everything out first, and I still have a bunch to go through with that. Oh, Jane, turn your phone off. A bunch of things to go through. And right now I'm going through old classes and deciding maybe you would be interested in having some of them again. Um, things like I tree reading and palm reading and all sorts of things that I'm going through, and I'm like, oh boy, that would be good. So I'm nobody's getting handouts except I will email them to you, and then you have to decide what you're going to do with it. Um, okay, other people are having trouble with their basil. Really, really, really get it from, I've got it from greenhouses. I've got it from, tried to grow it from scratch. Go to Walmart. Organic plants, they are really good. One of the things that I have found, I like my herbs. I like to cook with them. I like the smell of them. I like to nibble on them. Parsley is actually the healthiest one that I found. Well, has to my knowledge of just reading about it, has the most benefits. That's an easy one, an easy one to do. Cilantro you can do, and cilantro I didn't choose that because remember I'm only doing 4 or 5, but cilantro is a really important one because it'll even start to take the heavy metals out of our body. So it's another one that you might want to plant and just uh, use in if you do a lot of Mexican cooking. It's a good one to have. Um, but but do try the herbs. That's a good thing. And think about the essential oils when I send this out to you. However, that being said, I am kind of more interested right now in microgreens because they are they the microgreens even up to, I think this is an exaggeration to me that I had read somewhere, is 80% more benefit from them than some of the plants that you get. I don't know about that. I have read anywhere between 16 and 80%. So even if it's 16%, I am going to grow these. And I did last winter. I get a little impatient, as you know me, so I do end up sometimes eating the sprouts. This year, I'm going to do sprouts and the microgreens because the microgreens actually you eat after it gets to the leaves. Sprouts, yeah. This is the thing about sprouts. You have to be a little careful. I used to buy sprouts all the time. I don't buy sprouts at all anymore because they can have bacteria. There's a real problem with that. I grow them myself where I know exactly. I use organic dirt for that. I have a pan where water is in the bottom, and then there's another pan on top of it with dirt that's just made for this. And I will show you that maybe next week when we get together. You can do it in a jar. You just got to remember that you want to wash them off. But if you're doing it yourself, it's I think they're safe. I have not ever gotten sick. I use them on everything. I think sprouts are really they're high nutrition, and I think they grow fast, and you're adding that greenness from it. So I really encourage you to do the microgreens. They're easy, and if you do a thing of sprouts or microgreens and some some of your favorite herbs, you really go through winter in a different place. And I just think we need more plants in our life. And every study that's coming up, yes, we need more plants. These are easy ways to get them. Um, you don't need, I don't use organic dirt all the time for my herbs. Um, I do for sprouts because those everything I've read, they're more a little more dangerous in that they can have more bacteria. So I'm going to try to get as little bacteria as I can with that. One more thing I wanted you to know, this is something that I just bought, um, that I get from but the Bottom Line Health group, and I tried to see if I could get it on Amazon cheaper, and it's not on Amazon. The old one is. I had an old one I lent out, and it never came back. And it was it's a pharmacist and a scientist. It's called the Green Pharmacy. This one, the reason that I'm getting this, other than the fact that I had it and it didn't come back, was that it was this one is added to, a new pharmacist has added to quite a lot. It's healing foods, so you can look something up and find out what foods you can use to work for that. Um, so so there's it's for just about everything. And I really used to love this book, and so this is one of the things I wanted to show. Magnify your memory power with mint. So mint is used for cognition just like rosemary is. Um, black-eyed peas help block dementia and cut Alzheimer's risk in half. There's a lot of different things about the ancient antidote for Alzheimer's and joint pain, which I am very interested in because I am really getting arthritis in my hand, and it is a problem. So more and more, I am going to be doing this. If you're interested, I can do it with you. We can work together on this if you're interested in that. So mint is very easy to grow. Chives, first of all, I love chives. I use them on potatoes, I use them on fish, um, a lot of things like that. And chives, now, I don't have much for my notes here now because I have I don't have the I don't have all my notes and it didn't come out. But chives is one of them that I'm using. So that is one of the ones, Sandy, that will be in your handouts. So in your handouts, you're going to get rosemary, thyme, chives, parsley, and mint. And so those will all be in your handout. Um, so that will help with that. And okay, you are all right. Sandy's interested in the Green Pharmacy. That's good. Then I will make sure. And if you have any questions that or things that you are interested in, um, let me know, and I will be able to tell you what it's used. And it's just about everything. Um, and it's things like this. Now, hot flashes with flax, and it's things that you don't necessarily think about. Um, fruits that contain 200 powerful anti-cancer compounds. A lot of these things really work for cancer, they think. Some of the herbs, when we get towards winter, you're going to want to cut them down and mulch them heavily and let them be, because they will come back next spring. Chives always come back. They don't all, like I say, basil, I'm having trouble sometimes in my house, so they don't come out so much. But um, thyme does come back some years, I know if I didn't mulch it enough and something like that, rosemary, I have that come back. Mint always comes back. Mint and chives, I have really good luck with. I can't even kill them. Mint, I've tried to kill and I cannot. So, and there's a lot of different kinds of mint, just like there's a lot of different kinds of basil. I have 3 different kinds of basil right now growing. A Thai one, a the Thai, the regular Italian one, and pineapple, which my son-in-law, the chef, was very excited about. So I mostly just use the Italian one because I make pesto, a lot of pesto. Um, no, what I use for the mulching is leaves. So I have them in a big bin. Oh, you've seen that when you come in, that big bin. So I will cut them off and then I'll fill that bin with leaves. So they will, in the spring, when the frost is done, I just get all the leaves off and you'll see the little pieces starting to poke up. So those come back easy. Not basil. Basil is really tricky in that it I haven't figured out exactly what I want, what it wants yet. But we'll look and see. And I have a new book about how to grow everything and a new app that someone just gave me that you can put your phone up and see what it needs. I'm just working with that now. So I should be able to, because for houseplants, I should be able to see what's wrong with my basil, why it's unhappy. And so, I'll share with that as soon as I have that down, and I will send you the app. I think it's See something, and I will send that to you. So um, that would work. Does anybody have any other questions about the herbs? There's so many things you can use these herbs for too. It isn't just to eat. You can make oils with them, vinegar with them. There's hundreds of recipes. I like sauces. You can make sauces with them. Chives I use so much with fish. Um, Another one that you use for fish is dill, but dill is the problem with dill is the way you want to use it, it's not always ready. It kind of comes up earlier in the year and you have to dry it. I have a big dryer and I dry the herbs at the end of the year. If you do cilantro, you it goes to seed, and then you have coriander. If you like coriander, that you get the seeds from cilantro. Um, I dry a lot of herbs, but you can also freeze them in ice cubes and then put them in I have like a sealer. You can put them in there. You can just put them in your freezer and throw them in, but it takes up a lot less space just to dry them. And, it's an easy job. So I dry my herbs at the end of the year so I have enough through the winter of any that I'm not growing. I grow through the winter. I always have chives. I always have I have a lot of different I, I don't keep a lot of them in the house. Um, uh, Tiana is asking about lemon balm or lemongrass. Yes, that's good. I have grown that, and if you're cooking any kind of Oriental dish, they're really nice to have. But that being said, they take up a little more room than I have allotted for my herbs. But the scent is great. And it's one of the scents that I will diffuse. The lemon balm, the all sorts of different lemon, and also they have done so many studies with the essential oils in schools, and it has made kids' test scores go up. Now, for adults, the rosemary they have worked with the most, I think, with Alzheimer's. I don't know if the other ones they've used as much for that, but in schools, the lemon has really worked. The things that I know with the schools is lemon, diffusing lemon, and the other thing is when they still had chalkboards, so I don't know if whiteboards have some kind of a dish around the bottom, but they did have that, and you would put some almonds in there, and kids' scores would go up that were eating almonds. Almonds is something that also really works on our brain. However, essential oils, which you're getting out of the plant, the leaves of the plant, is is blood-brain. It can pass that membrane, which most things cannot. Luckily, most things cannot, but essential oils can. So that's why we want those scents to come in, and they are finding out more and more, again, because your sense of smell and your hippocampus, where so many of your memories are right next to each other. So they're working on doing things like testing for Alzheimer's. The first test is seeing if people can smell peanut butter. If people can smell, they have like 4 different smells that they have people test on, and those that they feel is a sign if you're having trouble with cognition. So if you work with those kind of things, they're small things. This is the whole solution of these things is, I think we need to remember it's little bits. It's little bits. You don't just get healthy quickly. You get healthy little tiny bits at a time. You do little tiny pieces. One little habit you change, one little habit you add, and you become healthier and healthier. And that's the way we want to keep working on it. And so these kind of things that we can do, we don't have to change our entire diet. What we want to do is add good things. It's easy to add parsley. Now, parsley, it started out that people would put parsley on a dish because it looks pretty, but actually, it's probably healthier than whatever dish you're putting it on. It's got so many good things for you. So start to look at it that way. Start to think, what can I add a little piece? A little piece. Rosemary also will repel ticks and mosquitoes. I mean, it's just so amazing. And supports our brain function. Do you know that rosemary helps with hair growth using it topically? And so you would have to use the essential oil topically, and it comes out with that Rogaine. It has the same success rate as Rogaine. So if you want more hair, that might be the thing to do. And thinking of the fact that it doesn't have the side effects. Um, it helps ease stress. It reduces joint inflammation and pain. It rosemary is one of my favorites. It tastes good, uh, and it can become part of a massage oil, and there's just so much that does. I like rosemary and thyme as much as basil, and it's it's such such a good thing. So I will get these handouts to all of you, and um, it's it's really the chives. The chives look pretty, and they taste. And you can get garlic ones, onion ones, all sorts of different ones. So then, like I say, if you're interested in doing anything with the Green Pharmacy, that is something that we can do. And I will send out this this your handouts. Now, we should probably stretch our bodies a little bit, don't you think? And if we're going to do a relaxation, we need to stretch right now. So I'm looking for some kind of a program where we can do it from on online, and because then maybe we can go later in the year. But I need to be able to see you because it's kind of lonely. I can't tell if you like what I'm doing. I can't tell what's going on with each of you, and so I um, I need that feedback a little bit. So I I don't remember why we weren't doing this on Zoom where I could see everybody. Was it wasn't Did somebody have a problem with Zoom? Please let me know how you feel about that. Also, we're halfway through this time frame that we sent, and I'm wondering if you have are making progress on what it is you've decided to do for this 4 weeks. Like I have decided to organize and clean up my office and organize it. Everybody had something, a box, a basement, a garage, a shelf. Um, how are you all doing? We're halfway through. And um, okay, yeah, Sandy, maybe we can help you with that. Liz, what about you? Can you do Zoom? Um, I'm maybe that way I could at least see you and you could comment on things more than me trying to read, you know, at that same time. So let's see if it works for everyone else, and then we could go later and we could do some of these if anybody is still interested in the comms in the classes like tree reading, palm reading, any of those kind of just fun things to do. So, arms up, get ready, and down. And start to think. I'm going to use a chair here because otherwise you can't see me. Think of it as being on a mat, doing, if you hang on to the chair and then lean back. So I hope I can show you here. So you lean back, so your back is straight, just like you're doing plank. So the farther you lean back, the more stretch you're going to get in your back. So get that stretch to the one side, to the other, back. And when we're doing this, remember we're opening up around our sacrum, which is pushing the cerebral fluid into our brain at night and washing that protein away that causes dementia. Now go down, see if you can go down, touch your foot, your toe, and up. Can you grab that toe and then both? And can your fingers touch the floor? Can your palms touch the floor? See what is comfortable for you. But get your stretching that in the middle of your back, those muscles. You want to get that moving. And so you can start on a chair. You can go down just to the floor like that. Whatever works for you. Do this one. Remember? So you have this is working on your bladder. When it's forward and back. You're getting that. It's kind of like Kegels, but it's getting that stretch. You want to get these down. I want you to think about right now what you have for self-limiting ideas. What is holding you back? What is keeping you from doing what it is you want to do, creating what it is you want to create? So when you're in this position, remember we've got all of our warrior positions like this. But what I'm wanting you to do now is like this, and then we're going to think of those self-limiting ideas as if this was a rice paper wall. And you're going to punch, and one more, punch into the self-limiting ideas. They're just ideas. It's in your head. Those ideas are in your head. You've got a million different possibilities in life. Other side, and punch, and punch. One more, punch. Think of the fact that you have so many amazing gifts. Your body can do so much. And so what you're doing right now is, if you are using any self-limiting ideas, they're just ideas. That's all. It's not truth. It's ideas. You can accomplish. You can become who you want to be. I mean, you are amazing right now. This is a bunch of amazing women. And we can do even more of that. We can become and accomplish what we want to do. Tayana was telling me about a group of women that and I wanted to share this with you because it's about the potential, the possibilities. So there's a group of women in Asheville, North Carolina, and they're coming from all over. Artists, they're deciding that it was right at about the same time as the monks walked, and 35 days exactly before Earth Day, 35 women started walking towards Washington, D.C. They walked towards Washington, D.C., talking about hope and love and balance. And other artists, Tayana, one of them, sent hearts that they had drawn, and they handed these out as they went, walking towards Washington. 500 miles, 35 women. This is something that we can do. We can do things that are love and hope and balance and joy, and we can throw it out into the world. But first, we have to center ourselves. We center ourselves and relax. If you see Moonbright 64, this is my friend Tayana, and 500 miles, thousands of hearts. Tayana's group in Baraboo sent 700 hearts, and they had thousands. They handed out these hearts everywhere, and like the monks, just celebrating love and joy. We see so much terror. We see so much that is fear. Remember, there's only fear and love. That's all there is. Everything falls into that category. What are we putting out there? But first, we have to have it to give it. So we center ourselves. We center ourselves, and then we put our hand on our heart, and we feel that love coming up through our bodies, and filling ourselves with love. Up and pulling that divine light that's ours from the universe. The whole universe is trying to help us, giving us this light. And whether it's coming from heaven, from God itself, from the angels, pulling it into your body, letting it out into the earth. Remembering that we want to give back to the earth. And when you feel that love inside of you, then push it out. This time, we're pushing it out into our homes, our yards, our community, our state, our country, the world. Just let it keep growing. Just keep growing and growing. And one cell touches another, and it just keeps growing. Okay, I'm sorry, we're not going to have very much time for our exercises, because we are going to do the relaxation, because I know that's your favorite. So what I want you to do is get comfortable. I just want you to get comfortable and let yourself start to relax and find, I'm going to try to find my, me, I don't know what happened with the relaxation or with the technology for me today. I have to put my phone out in the other, here it is. All the little things on my phone moved around last night for some real strange thing. And so I have trouble finding anything. So I am just going to set this outside here and not have any. Oh, here it is. So what we're going to do is just relax. That's all that you're going to do. You're going to take a deep breath. Take a deep breath and let yourself relax. With your eyes closed, and go go into a wonderful, wonderful place of peace and start to focus on the breath you take, breathing in joy and peace, and breathing out any worries and cares that you might have. Breathing in and exhaling. And then I want you to imagine, dream, see, feel that we're getting on an elevator and we're going up. And with every floor, you're going to go higher and higher into all that's good and right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And at the top, you look out and you see there's a passageway. And you open the door, you go across that passageway into this amazing cave-like place. And the cave is full of crystals. And this first room that we walk in, it's almost like we've walked into a stained glass world. There's a light radiating, but there's gems, crystals on all the walls. And then a beautiful light being, it's probably an angel. Do you know that even people that don't believe in God, people of every faith, do believe in angels? A being of light and love shining. And you just know that it has great wisdom. And it invites you to follow. And you walk into this next room. But this room is all lit up from beautiful red gems. Beautiful red gems. I think they might be rubies or garnets. But as you stand here, you realize you have never felt as safe as you do right now. And you put your hand onto your back and you relax more and more. And you feel better and better. And you feel safe and secure. And you know there's nothing and there's nobody. There's no feeling or sensation. There's nothing from the past, the present, or ever to come in the future that can keep you from knowing that you belong right here, right where you are. And you walk into the next room and it's orange. And orange is the color that reminds you that you are a creative being. You are creating your world all the time with the thoughts you have, the words you say, the things you do. And we go into the room that's yellow. and it's joy, and you feel the joy radiating through your body. And you know you are worthy of love. You are worthy of joy. And then green emeralds everywhere. And these green emeralds remind you that you are love. Not only are you worthy of love, you give love. And then blue. Blue is a color that reminds you it's safe to say what you feel, what joy you have, what wisdom you have. And purple. Trust, trust, trust your intuition. Trust what you know to be true. Possibilities are everywhere. And then white. White is a color that reminds you you are connected to the divine. You are connected to all that is good and right. You are connected to pure love. You are pure love. You are choosing your life. You are choosing goodness and light. And you know what? Light will always overcome the dark. The dark is fear. It's all it is fear. And we're okay. We're okay. And then the being is back. And as when he walks into this room, everything turns into clear crystals. A clear crystal. And it's as if it connects. You feel it go down your spine. You feel it going down your vagal nerve. You feel it radiating to all of your organs, all of your cells. Every little cell in your body is renewed, refreshed, recharged. It's almost as if your battery is recharged. And you feel that life is good, that you are stronger and healthier than you remember being. You feel better and better every day in every way. And we go back to the elevator and we go down 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And on the count of 3, you're wide awake, you're clear-headed, and you're feeling good. As if your battery has been recharged. As if you are aware of all the potential. Trusting the process, that all of the potential will be good. Wide awake, clear-headed, and feeling good. And we're going to do our last stretch, our last wonderful thing that we all like. We're going to honor the heavens and the waters and fire and wind and rain, the mountains, and cradle the earth. Other side, the heavens the air we breathe, the waters that are in the lakes and the oceans, and in ourselves. Fire that made us all the things that made us are part of us. The wind, the rains, the mountains, and cradle the earth. And namaste. I'd like you to do one more thing before you go. I think I've got another minute or so. Is to do face the east and gather the blessings that we get from the east. All that is young. Pour them over your head. 4 times. Gather. It's also a good spiritual thing, but it's also a good stretch because you're going to bend and as far down as you can go, gathering. Maybe you're going to stretch out a little bit to gather something that's a little bit farther away. It's new ideas. You might be grateful for small people in your life, grandchildren, little people that live, my little people across the street. Gather all those blessings. Then to the south, this is the stuff that's growing. All that's good and growing. To the west are the things that have grown, that we have, whether they're relationships or projects. Today I am grateful. Today is my wedding anniversary, 54 years. I am grateful for Jim and all that we've grown together. And then to the north, these are the things, the ancient ones in our families, in our life, projects that are now time for us to rest. It's a time in our life, in our day, where we are to rest, like we just did, to recharge, to renew, to become ready to start again, to another project, another hope, another dream, something new. So that is our class today. We didn't get as much stretching in as we wanted. I spent a little more than I probably should have on herbs, but I will send you that as soon as I can get to it. I'm going to go have breakfast with Jim, and then I will send out your handout and let me know if this worked for you today. Let me know if, thank you for the anniversary wishes. Let me know if you're interested in any of these other things. And I hope that you're not disappointed that we didn't do more exercise, but stretch today. And we will hopefully next week be back in the backyard and able to. I have to tell you my story quick, my animal story. I'm telling you animal stories all the time of what's going on, and that I have my little pathway out to my bench when I like to go out at night and say goodnight to the world. Well, the other night I was out saying goodnight to the world, and I was just coming back in, and I heard all this barking next door, and I thought, well, I wonder what that is. So I was just about to the bottom of my big tree, and it was I'm just about down there, and I thought what I thought was a cat. And I thought, oh, I wonder where that cat came from. And I'm walking pretty fast coming up to the house, and all of a sudden this cat comes down. So we're on just about on both sides of the tree, and it's a great big raccoon, not a cat at all. And it sees me, I see it, and we both just stop, and it's like, oh gosh. And it went one way and I went the other way. And so my week this week between Ichabod and the raccoon, I am I am got all sorts of spirit animals everywhere. So thank you for being here today, and I will get your handout out to you. Have a nice day, guys. Bye bye.